All right, so you're at a fancy steak restaurant, you see Wagyu on the menu, and you're like, man, I want to try Wagyu out for the first time. There's some things to know. First of all, to call it Wagyu, it is technically supposed to be 50% Wagyu DNA. You can verify that with a DNA test. However, what you do as a cattle rancher that is selling Wagyu is you sign an affidavit that says, essentially, I promise this is Wagyu that is 50% genetics or more, and the USDA says, cool. Sometimes you submit a couple bull certificates, which are verify the DNA of that animal. But not all Wagyu is created equal. This is from a pure blood Wagyu that came off our property, calf to finish. This BMS is probably about 7, 8. It's a good looking steak. This is what we try to average on the stuff we sell to our customers. Wagyu is not like the Wagyu grading scale. If it doesn't have an average BMS, and when you ask the waiter if they can't answer that question or look at you like a deer in the headlights, probably not somewhere you want to pay that premium. There's some restaurants that'll actually bring out the uncooked steak, and it should look like this. It shouldn't look like a prime steak. I recently went to a restaurant, had a couple of our competitors there that they were serving. They came out, did a meat display, and the Wagyu looked like total garbage, and it was twice the price of the prime steak that was also on the menu. The truth of the matter is, I would suggest spending the money on an uncooked steak, learning how to cook a steak, going and picking that steak and cooking it at home over paying for it at a restaurant, because you just don't always know the quality that you're getting. For Valor KC, like I said, BMS 7 is our average. If it's below 6, we pull it. BMS 4 would be what's considered prime. We don't sell anything that's below 6. BMS 7 and up is where you're really going to tell that big difference on a Wagyu steak versus a prime steak. It's got that nice umami, buttery, rich flavor versus a prime steak that's still delicious. Even our partners at Little Belt, they have some Wagyu genetics in there, but they're honest people and they don't try to call it Wagyu. They call it Angus because it's mostly Angus with a little bit of Wagyu in their genetic line to make sure they marble out. True Wagyu, BMS 7, that's what it should look like. Let's go.